And welcome to today's courses. Before starting, I will show you our agenda. First, we'll introduce Vietnamese tourist attraction and position. Second, we will introduce Lantern Festival, Chinese New Year Festival, and Mid-Autumn Festival of Vietnam and Taiwan. And the third one, we will let you design one-day trip in Vietnam. And it's about the classroom rules you need to obey. First, be kind, polite, and respectful to others. Second, pay attention to your teachers and classmates, then follow the rules. Third one, raise your hand when you need to speak in class. And the last one, cooperate with your classmates when you need to discuss. And it's about the score. If you answer the question voluntarily, your group will get 2 points. And if you ask question by teacher, then your group will get 1 point. And it's important. In the third clause, teacher will ask you some questions, but if you can't answer the question correctly, your group will lose 1 point. And the things I want to remind you is that listen carefully. And in the end of the courses, here is some rewards. If you win the first prize, you will get six kinds of snakes. And the second prize will get 5 kinds of snakes. And the third prize will get 4 kinds of snakes. And any questions? And if no, let's welcome Ken, Alice, and Teresa.
Okay, so now we are going to have a role play about our first lesson topic. And after that, I will ask you some questions. So you need to pay attention and listen carefully. And if you need, you can take a note. And the question already shown on the PPT, just take a look. And number 3 is what's the name of operator? Operators mean a person who helps others. A person who helps others on the phone system. And the number 4 question is according to the itinerary, where they will go. Itinerary means a detailed plan of a journey. Okay, so let's get started.
Mom, Dad, are we going abroad this summer vacation?
My sweet, I'm not sure. Do you want to go anywhere?
Vietnam only costs you $14,999. The number of places is limited. Quickly pick up your cell phone and dial 091234568. Let your summer vacation this year be unforgettable.
Let me inquire about you by phone.
Good morning. Welcome to Happy Cola. You're speaking to Alice. How may I help you?
I'd like to inquire about your schedule of Vietnam travel in this summer.
Sure. we have a special promotion of Vietnamese tour this summer, including round-trip ticket, accommodation, food, and insurance. We will go to a lot of famous attractions like Ho An Old Town, Ho Chi Minh City, Hanoi City.
Wow, that's such a good deal. Can you pause for a minute? I'd like to ask my wife's opinion.
Sure, no problem.
Thank you, I'll be right back. So, honey, what do you think?
I think it's very good. After all, we have never been to Vietnam.
Yeah, let's go to Vietnam.
Yay!
I'm sorry for keeping you waiting. So there are 3 of us.
Okay, I'll arrange it for you right away. As for more details, I'll contact you later.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Wow, it's spectacular!
What is this building? Let's ask the tour guide for the answer.
Okay, let's go!
Okay, now I think all of you are very enjoying English drama. And now I'm going to ask you some questions. And first is,
Where did they finally decide to travel? Wow, very good. I ask again, where did they finally decide to travel? And when I say 1, 2, 3, and you can raise your hand. 1, 2, 3. Okay, what's your name? Patty, okay. So, what's your answer? Vietnam, okay, very good. Big hand for Patty. And which is your group? Which is your group? Group 2, and group 2 get 2 points. Okay, and number 2.
How much does it cost to go to Vietnam for 5 days? Okay, so here, yellow one. What's your answer? Yeah.
Wow, very good. Alicia.
Alicia girls can get 2 extra points.
Okay, number 3. What's the name of the speaker on the phone? The one is dad and the other one is the woman's name. What's the woman's name? Can everyone know? 1, 2, 3. Oh wow. That's again. 1, 2, 3. Okay, Leo.
Alice. Okay, very good, Alice. Yes, correct. Get 2 points. And number 4.
The last one, according to the itinerary, where they will go. 1, 2, 3.
Here are 3 places. 3 places.
They will go to 3 attractions, and one of them is the person's death. Please, okay. Can you help me, please? Yeah,
好
这个
亲人，
Yeah,
淮安。
City.
Okay, very good. They will go to Hoi An Hotel, Ho Chi Minh City, and Hanoi City. Okay, very good. Give you a big hand.
Now let's welcome Ray and Julia to introduce us to these 3 attractions. Please give them a big hand.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Julia.
I'm Ray. Because we are going to ask you some questions later, so pay attention to our class, okay? Okay. And today we are going to talk about Vietnam. When talking about Vietnam, what comes to your minds? Any volunteer? Volunteers can get 2 points. Okay? Any volunteers? Okay. Group 5. What's your name? What's your name? And your answer is? Can you explain to everyone why do you think of war?
I don't know.
Okay. Group 5 can get 2 points. And, okay. What's your name? Jasper. Jasper. And your answer is? Okay, good. And group 1. Group 3 can get. And? What's your name? Okay, friends. Good. Good answer. And group 2 can get 2 points. What's your name? And group 4 can get 2 points. Misha, I remember. Good. Okay. Group 5 can get 2 points. Okay. Then let's back to Ray.
Okay. When talk about the Vietnam, I may think of the beautiful view there and a lot of tourist attractions. In today's courses, we will divide the Vietnam into 3 parts, including northern part, central and southern part. And for each of the parts, we will choose one city and town as a representative. For the northern part, we choose the Hanoi city. For the central part, we choose the Hue An Old Town. And for the southern part, we choose the Ho Chi Minh city. And is there anyone know which city is the capital of Vietnam? What's your name? Louder, please. Harry. Okay. Hanoi, yes. The capital in Vietnam is the Hanoi city. And it is also the center of culture and politics. Politics in Chinese means 政治. And besides, it is also famous for its natural landscapes and historical monuments. Alright, for the first picture, anyone can tell me what this picture is? Any volunteers? You. What's your name? Bunny. Pony. The lake. Yes. Bunny. I'm sorry. Yes, the answer is this is the largest lake in the Vietnam. And its name is the West Land. In Chinese, we call it Xi Hu. And there are a lot of restaurants and coffee shops around it because of its beautiful views. And how about this? Anyone know what this building is? Anyone? If you know the answer, a temple, yes. This is called the Temple of Literature. In Chinese is 文庙. And it used to pay respect to the Confucians and some famous scholars. And now people go there to to take pictures or to know more about the history of Vietnam. And this place also has a lot of cultural works of architecture and historical sites. Architecture means building. And anyone know what this picture is? If you know the answer, please raise your hand. Any? Alright. This is called the 民族学博物馆. And people usually go there to know more about the history and the way they live, the clothes they wear, and their custom. And how about this? Government, good answer. And how about other one? You know the answer? Someone? Hello? Okay. This is called 胡志明岭. It used 胡志明岭. Yes. And it used to commemorate a person called Hu Ziming, who was the president of the Vietnam.
Sounds interesting. Perhaps visiting Hanoi is a good choice for summer vacation.
Oh, you had better not to go there in summer vacation because of the tropical monsoon period, which means warm and raining in summer, cold, dry in winter. So I suggest you the best time to visit there is from October to December.
Speaking of historical monument, Hoi An Old Town is also representative. Before, it was a trading port. Now it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, 世界遗产.
Hey Julia, is there anything else you would recommend tourists to visit?
Of course, there are many sightseeing options. For example, old town architectures, Buddhist temples, and French colonial houses. Colonial means 殖民的. Everyone repeat after me. Colonial.
Colonial.
Good. And besides, there are art galleries, old canals, and beaches.
Oh, beaches. I love to go to the beach because there are a lot of beautiful girls wearing bikinis.
You are such a pervert.
Is there anyone like to go to the beach? Like the bikini? Anyone? Alright. Alright, Julia, is there anything we should notice if we would like to go to the beach?
Yes. Beaches are crowded on weekends and holidays. Besides, there's no train and airplanes during the monsoon periods, 季风季. How about the southern Vietnam, right? What was it famous for?
The Ho Chi Minh City in southern part is very famous. And its former name was Saigon. Repeat after me.
Saigon.
Louder, please.
Saigon.
Yes, Saigon. And now people call this city Ho Chi Minh is to commemorate a person called Ho Chi Minh. Ho Chi Minh, yes.
Is it important?
Of course it is important. It is a social, cultural, and economic center of the South. And people usually go there to stay in expensive hotel and spend a lot of money to buy the souvenirs and presents.
I love souvenirs. Do you usually buy souvenirs when you're traveling? Any volunteers? Okay. What's your name? May. What do you usually buy?
Cookies.
Cookies, great. Group 5 get 2 points. And anyone else?
Yellow one.
What's your name?
Yellow one.
Patty. What do you usually buy? Scarf. Good. Group 2 get 2 points. Anyone else? So you don't buy souvenirs when you're traveling? Oh? So what do you usually spend your money on? Like staying luxury hotels or tickets?
Kind of, and a bit more on the quick fun stuff, like going on water wars and stuff like that.
Okay, good answers. And group 4 get 1 point. And anyone else? Okay. What's your name? Nina, what do you usually buy or your opinion?
Toys.
Toys. Okay, good. Group 2 get 2 points. Hey, how's the weather there?
There are 2 seasons in a year, including the rainy season and the dry season in Ho Chi Minh City. And now I will give you about 5 minutes to look at your worksheet. And later on we will ask you some questions about the worksheet and the introduction. If you have any questions, you can ask the teacher beside you, or you can ask me and Julia. Okay, time's up. Now I'm going to ask you some questions about the worksheet. And if you know the answer, please raise your hand. For the first question, what is Hanoi famous for? You can find out the answer at page 1.
Yeah.
Good one.
Nature, history.
One more time, please.
Nature, landscape, and historical moment.
Hanoi is famous for its natural landscapes and historical monuments, like the Westerland and the Temple of Literature. Number 2. Okay. Who wants to answer?
December is the most suitable time for tourists to travel because it is dry and cold.
Yes, correct. From October to December will be the most suitable time to visit because it is drier and colder at that time. How about number 3? Any volunteers?
Many cultural works of architecture as well as famous historical sites.
Yes, very good. There are some cultural works of architecture and historical sites that suitable for you to visit there.
Okay, for Central Vietnam, what did Hội An used to be from 15th to 19th centuries?
Yeah.
Trading part.
A trading port from 15th to 19th centuries. Number 2, please introduce in-store places for tourists to visit in Hue An Old Town. Give at least 3 examples. Now, I will ask some groups, okay? Group 1. For example, Ray say he loves beaches.
Colonial houses, gallery, and volcanoes.
Good. Group 1 can 1 point. Old town architecture, Buddhist temples, and colonial houses. Number 3, if you would like to go to the beach in Hue An, when